Speed Duel is a fast-paced alternative format for Yu-Gi-Oh! Using regular cards and throwing in skills to shake things up, making some unused cards more viable, allowing more anime strategies to come to life. Join us as we progress through each Speed Duel product release and draft each skill available at that time before battling it out in Speed Duel Skill Draft. Speed Duel GX Duelists of Shadow released March 30th, 2023, and just like the Battle City and Duel Academy boxes before it, contains 8 pre-built 20-card decks, 20 new skills, and 21 additional cards for further customization. Delicious Morsel lets you gain life points at the end of each turn, equal to half the damage your vampire monsters inflicted. Archfiend's Promotion lets you tribute Vileporn Archfiend to special summon a level 8 or lower Archfiend from your deck. So this is the deck we're bringing to today's game. This is Delicious Morsel Vampires. So our skill is a bit boring. Basically, if our vampire zombie monsters do damage, we can gain half that damage as life points at the end of the turn. It's decent enough, I suppose. So to try and facilitate that as best we can, we've got our big vampire beaters, and we use big sparingly. These are not the best boss monsters in the world. So first up, Vampire's Curse, 2000 attack. If it's destroyed by battle, you can pay 500 life points, bring it back during the next stamina phase of 500 more attack. 2500 attack is fine. It's not great, but it's fine. And Vampire Lord, who if it's destroyed by card effect, can come back at the next standby phase. So again, recurring theme of recursion. Next up we have Vampire Sorcerer, 1500. If this card in your possession is sent to your graveyard by your opponent, you can add a Dark Vampire or a Vampire Spell Trap card from your deck to your hand, and you can banish this card from the graveyard. One Dark Vampire monster you normal summon this turn can be summoned without tributing. So that's pretty cool, because that means we can get out our bigger vampires without having to tribute, and it lets us search for other cards which could be integral to the deck. Next up we have Retainer and Familiar. So these cards, whenever they're special summoned, you pay 500 life points. Familiar lets you add a vampire monster to your hand, and Retainer lets you add a vampire spell trap. And also when they're both in the graveyard, you can send a vampire card to grave to special summon it, but banish it after it leaves the field. So pretty good kind of resource engine. We then have Desire, which kind of acts as Foolish Burial, but also can let you tribute a monster to bring back a vampire from the graveyard. We've got Offerings to the Doomed as our one of, because it's at 1, but it's just good removal. We've got 2 Vampire Awakening. This lets you special summon any vampire from deck. This can trigger the effects of our Retainer or Familiar, or we can bring out something like a Curse, and then run it into something to have it die to make it come back as a permanent 2500. We have Shrine, which is pretty good. We can bring back a zombie from the grave, and when this card's in the grave, we can banish it to bring back another zombie, which is pretty good. We've got 3 Wall of Disruption and 2 Widespread Ruin as our generic traps, because this deck kind of lacks a bit of punch, so we've decided to put these in to try and give it that little oomph. So for the side deck, Vampire Lord, again, if Alex is on a lot of effect destruction, we'll bring this in over the Curse. We have Vampire Hunter. This is in it specifically for Jinzo, because we're running a lot of traps. If Alex does decide to bring Jinzo, we need a way to out it, along with the Soul Exchange. And then we have the 2 Lost Winds in case Alex is special summoning a lot. So this is the deck. We're not feeling super confident, but if our generic traps show up, we should be okay to just kind of run over with the resource that we can kind of gain. So let's fire it in and see what Alex has got for us. So last week we had a bit of a disappointment from me, I'm afraid. My Hamon deck did not live up to expectations, and you thoroughly clapped me around with your Amazoness. It was a day of great shame. And this week, I'm actually bringing a deck that I don't really have a ton of confidence in. I think if this deck wins, it's not going to be because the deck did anything super cool. It's going to be because the generic spell traps did stuff, I think. I don't know how you're feeling about your deck.
I think it's gonna live and die based on what you're bringing.
Okay. I will say that my deck, I think, is going to be, if it does what it wants to do, just be kind of beat-downy, I guess. Like, I'm not planning to do anything, like, crazy. But I don't know if that benefits you or doesn't. Let's pick this. See what you've got for me. Ooh. 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 Ooh, scissors fight. Oh.
Hey.
Why can't you just pick paper, Alex? Come on, man. So it is moi first, and you are using Titan, which I believe is an Archfiend skill.
Your vampire skill.
Mine is at the start of the duel, so we'll flip over my Delicious Morsel. So during the end phase, if a zombie vampire monster you control inflicted damage to your opponent, gain life points equal to half the total battle damage your monsters inflicted to your opponent this turn.
Okay.
Not the most interesting card in the world, but not terrible either. This is a little bit tricky. I think I'm going to set 1, set 2, then set this, all in main phase, of course, and then we will just pass the turn on that.
Okay.
I really don't know what to expect from this. I'm assuming Archfiends, but Archfiends like have a life point cost to pay every turn and can't be targeted if you roll wrong.
Galaxy Cyclone.
Okay, which one
of that?
You want this one? Do I want to use this in response? I will activate Vampire Awakening, which lets me special summon a vampire monster from my deck but destroy it during the end phase.
Okay.
So I will special summon Vampire Familiar from my deck. Send this to the grave.
I'm going to discard Archfiend General.
Ah, this lets you search Pandemonium, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that takes away the costs. Does it do anything else? When an Archfiend monster is destroyed, sent to the graveyard, except by battle, its owner may add an Archfiend monster from their deck to the hand with a lower level. Okay.
I'm going to normal summon Shadow Knight Archfiend.
Okay, so we've got 2k Beater out.
Go to battle. Let's attack your...
So you have attacked Sorcerer. So if this card in your possession is sent to the graveyard by your opponent's card, you can add a Dark Vampire monster or 1 Vampire spell trap from my deck to my hand. So I will be doing that. What are we adding is the next question. That I don't need. That, so Vampire Familiar is going to the graveyard at the end of this turn either way. It can just be any, right? Vampire or, yeah. So I could just search another copy. I think I'll do that. I will add to my hand Vampire Sorcerer.
Okay.
I also didn't use Vampire Familiar's effect when I summoned it, but that's fine. So to the grave. Draw for turn. Stand by main. That is the most annoying draw I have. So we have this. Does not achieve a ton. So I think I will set this as soon as Dueling Book catches up. There we go. Then I'm going to activate my trap card. Vampire Awakening. I'm sure you know what this does, since we've already used it once. To the field, I bring out Vampire's Curse. So when this card is destroyed by battle and sent to the graveyard, you can pay 500 life points, special summon it during the standby phase of the next turn, and if I do it against 500 attack. So next thing I want to do... I don't actually think that accomplishes anything at this point. I think I'm quite happy to just be here, just exist. I'll set a card. We'll go battle. I will attack into your monster. That will trigger my monster's effect, so I pay 500 life points. And that will also trigger your Pandemonium.
I get to add...
Oh wait, when an Archfiend spell is descent except by battle. Does that really say except by battle?
Oh wait. Archfiend monsters... Oh yeah, yeah, except by battle.
Does it need that line of text on it? Would it break the game if it had... if it let you do it by battle? Alright, well I'll end my turn. And then during your standby phase, it returns with 500 more attack.
That and end.
Okay. So standby main. What have you got in that little back row slot there, Alex? Because I want to try and push for game, but you have a back row, which scares me. Right, we'll flip summon Sorcerer either way, because that's just lethal damage. We'll go straight to battle. We will attack with Sorcerer.
Fuck. Yeah, our friends are the doomed.
I mean, that's not terrible here. You take 15, I can't summon again, and because he was destroyed by an effect, he doesn't come back.
I skipped my draw, which is unfortunate, because I got nothing to play next turn.
Well, I can tell you that right now I don't have lethal, so I'll go to end phase, which will trigger Delicious Morsel, and I will gain 750 life points. Ooh. And I'll pass. Draw for turn. Stand by main. Alright, we will tribute our Sorcerer to summon out Curse. And then we'll hit for 2,000. And then we will end, and in our end phase we'll gain 1,000 life points. As I suck your blood.
Normal summon Knight
Okie dokie.
And
That's a very wise end. I don't think I can kill you now. Or wait, what's the attack points of these things? No, I think I can kill you just. We activate Vampire Desire. So I target a face-up vampire control, send a vampire monster from my deck to the graveyard with a different level, and if you do, I change the level. Or I can target a vampire monster from my graveyard, send one monster you control to the graveyard, and if you do, special summon it. I have misread this card, so I don't want to send my monster to the graveyard. And I guess I could just bin a card, that's fine. We will bin to the graveyard Retainer. I'm really messing a lot of this up. This is fine though. This goes to grave. So I can send a vampire card to grave to special summon Retainer or Bat. The problem
and then pay another
being,
500 points there.
yeah, I just need a 500 attack dude on the field, but I don't have a vampire card that I can send to the graveyard that isn't curse. So we'll set, go to battle, declare an attack, and then end phase, gain nothing, your standby phase, he comes back, I lose the 500. And he's got the extra 500. Draw for turn, standby main. Alright, battle phase. Go! Widespread. Okay, so that destroys him. Alright, and then we can Haunted Shrine and bring him back. Gonna use I have no monsters. And then attack again. Vampires!
No, I mean, I drew starting hand at 2 cards I don't want to draw in it.
Alright, well, standby main. Delicious Morsel is on. We will set, and set. And then pass the turn.
Okay. Discard General.
I've seen this play before.
To hand. Might as well activate it.
Okay.
Let us. A Galaxy Cyclone. Let's go with that.
You hit my Wall of Disruption.
I'm going to normal summon Vile Pawn Archfiend. Activate my skill card.
So once per turn during your main phase, if you control Vile Pawn Archfiend specifically, okay, and your opponent controls no card in the same column, which I do not, special summon a level 8 or lower Archfiend monster from your hand or deck that has Queen, Bishop, Rook, or Knight in its name. So now I'm pretty sure we don't have access to the super broken Archfiend cards in Speed.
I mean, I don't know.
They're all level 8.
Is Imprisoned Queen.
No, this one is not one of the broken ones. Okay, yeah. Later on, Archfiend gets some support where they get like a 3,000 attack dude that can pop monsters.
Oh.
I assume we'll get that in Speed eventually, but not yet. Once per turn during your standby phase, target level 4 lower fiend monster gains 1,000 attack to the end of the turn. Pandemonium must be on the field. Okay. And this card must be in your graveyard to activate. Okay, that's a weird effect. Okay, so it's just a 2600 vanilla while it's out.
That's good battle.
Well, I can do nothing about that. So you've destroyed Vampire Sorcerer, so I can now add a Dark Vampire monster or a Vampire Spell Trap from my deck to my hand. Now the question is, how do I deal with Big Chungus over there? Unfortunately, my curse kind of caps out 25. Vampire Sorcerer into our hand.
Okay.
Alright, draw for turn. Standby main. Where do we go from here? I will set and set. Then I will end the turn.
Okay. Ooh. It's another pawn. And I will activate my skill.
God, it's once per turn.
Let's. Unfortunately, I'm only running the one queen.
Well, yeah, you don't want to brick on it.
But here is Shadow Knight.
Okay. Shadow Knight is manageable somewhat.
We'll go battle. 1 sec.
Well, you have killed Sorcerer. So I'll get Sorcerer's effect and grab We'll grab Curse to hand.
Okay. We'll attack directly.
I'll take the 26. Alright, draw for turn. Oh, that is one of the draws of all time. We will activate Awakening. So Awakening will let me special summon a vamp from the deck. Now let's read these effects. This card is special summoned. I can pay 5 life points to add a vampire spell trap from my deck to my hand. Or, when this card is special summoned, I can add a vampire card. Add a vampire monster from deck to hand. So I think I'm going to special summon Retainer. I'm going to pay the 500. And I'm going to add a vampire spell or trap card from my deck to my hand. So I think the more useful one right now is going to be Awakening. So we'll put that in our hand. Send this to grave. Next thing we're going to do is Tribute. And summon out Vampire's Curse. We're going to set 1. We're going to set 2. We're going to get a battle. We're going to declare an attack on Shadow Knight. Okay, that will destroy my monster. Then I'm going to activate Haunted Shrine. And bring him back again. I'll declare an attack on Shadow Knight. Man, he just can't let me have nice things. Alright, we will set him down. What is this card's wording? If you control no... Banish card from your graveyard, target one once... Okay, so... Oh, this is a normal trap anyway. Okay, that's fine then. I thought that was a continuous like Call of the Haunted. It is not. I will then pass the turn.
Okay, let's set this.
Okay.
Go to battle.
Yep.
Wayne.
Alright, so he dies. I will pay the 500 to bring him back next turn.
And Schwang.
Offerings to the Doomed.
Ooh.
So now,
right.
Kill your Infernal Queen. It triggers your Pandemonium, and your Infernal Queen's effect will activate now.
Its own I can add
Your standby phase.
Deck to hand. Right, okay, so... Pawn to hand.
Okay, okay. So now it's my turn. Standby phase. The boy comes back. And he gains his 500. Everything is terrifying. If I attack and you have a Wall of Disruption, I am not dead. But I'm hardly alive. I suppose that's the vampire way. I'll set a card. I think I have to just go to battle, because I think if I play another monster and you do have Wall of Disruption, I'm fucked. So I'm going to attack with this. Yes, okay, we played around that correctly. So we will lose 800, which puts me down to 17, which will kill my guy. I cannot afford to bring him back, and I will lose the 300 difference. Then pass the turn.
I will activate Galaxy Cyclone and hit this.
Oh, okay. Right, we'll activate Vampire Awakening. We searched. I need to summon something. I'll bring out Vampire Curse in defense mode.
Okay. I'm going to normals. Oh my god, that's not great. Normal summon out the pawn.
Yep.
Activate my skill card.
Pawn time. Probably shouldn't say that out loud, but you know.
Time for pawn. Get that knight.
It's another night.
Go to battle.
Yep.
Swing.
Widespread Ruin.
Ooh.
Now it says it's my choice if tied, but I will let you choose.
I guess I'll send the one that's attacked.
Which will also trigger your Pandemonium.
One target, and that is knight.
If you attack over this, I could pay 500 life points to bring it back, Alex.
Can you? I thought you couldn't.
No, you know, I
You have to have exactly 500
listen,
to be able to pay the 500.
Right, let's not, okay, let's just not. This hand is not very useful to me. Is anything in the graveyard helpful? If this card is special summoned, you can pay 5 life points. Blah, 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 blah. If this card is in your graveyard, you can send a vampire card from your hand or face-up field to the graveyard to special summon it. Oh, that's so close and yet so far. Behold, I activate the effect of Retainer by discarding Familiar. I special summon Retainer.
Okay.
I can't use its effect, but I can tribute it and summon a monster that loses to you. Then I will attack.
Oh yeah.
And end the turn.
So
There it is.
doing.
There's the 2,000. Oh, well. One apiece. We'll see who wins the tiebreak.
Okay. Well, discard. Pandemonium. Activate Pandemonium. Horn. Activate. To grave. Where is she? There she is. Prison Queen. And then, that. Two.
Alright. Extra card on my hand feels so nice. We'll set. And then you know what? I'm feeling spicy. Let's set again. We'll pass on that. What you didn't know is I'm now sided into Stool Burn.
Oh, go battle.
Do I... I think I take the opportunity when it presents itself. So we'll try and widespread. See if you have a Book of Moon to protect it, or if you want to protect the Book of Moon.
Nope.
Draw for turn. Stand by main. This hand is a little bit shaky. Ah, you have so many back rows. Alright, we'll flip summon our lovely sorcerer. We'll go straight battle, and we'll see if we can't chip in for 15.
Yeah.
We'll go to end phase. I will gain 750 life points, and I will pass. Oh, did you get the effect of your Pandemonium, by the way?
Oh, I did not. Horn.
Horn.
Oops. No,
Try
I
to
can
target the
almost
heck out of my guy.
Activate skill.
Yep.
Go knight. Go battle. Veto.
I think here we will use Wall of Disruption.
Ooh. The lose 800. That's 300 difference.
Mm-hmm. And then I will gain 150. Draw the turn. Draw 4 turn, I should say. Standby main. What do we do here? I don't even think I can push for lethal, even if I want to. Actually, no, I totally can. Right, we'll go battle phase.
Mm-hmm.
We will declare an attack with Sorcerer.
Okay, have to widespread this.
Okay, so... Oh, wait a minute. When your opponent's monster declares an attack, throw one attack to monster your opponent rolls the highest attack. Oh! That... How do I respond? I have a play in response to that, but I don't... Because of the card I just drew, I have, like, the perfect out. Well, sorry, I would have had the perfect out, but I've just drawn the card and needed to still be in my deck. So now I can't do that. I could still protect my monster from dying, but is that the correct thing to do? Don't know. I think we'll just let it die. We'll let it die. We'll let it die. So goodbye, Sorcerer. We'll use Sorcerer's effect and grab... we'll grab Sorcerer again. And then I think I'm going to pass the turn.
Cyclone.
Alright, we will chain Awakening. So what the plan was, which I'll just tell you now, I was going to special summon Vampire Lord, but I only have one, and it's in my hand. So if I summoned out Vampire Lord, your widespread would destroy Vampire Lord instead, which triggers Vampire Lord's effect. But I couldn't do that. So I will special summon in defense Vampire Retainer. And then I will pay 500 life points to use his effect and grab out Vampire Awakening to my hand. Right, draw for turn, stand by main. No matter what I do here... Oh, this guy's dead as well. There is always something that messes me up. I will normal summon Sorcerer.
Mm-hmm.
Set 1, set 2, go to battle, declare an attack. Well, he's gone again. So I can use his effect to search out... I'm running out of targets here, mate. We'll grab Retainer to hand. We'll pass on that. Draw for turn. Stand by me. Alright, what are we looking at here? I could summon this guy by discarding a vampire from hand. So I will discard to graveyard my familiar and then special summon the retainer. Then I'm going to tribute my retainer for Vampire Lord. Go to battle. We will declare an attack with Lord. Ooh. Fortunately, that does kind of stop me in my tracks a little bit. We'll pass.
Oh, finally. A normal summonable monster. An attack.
Time for my back row. Wall of Disruption. So my guy gets flipped up. And you lose 300. Now gain 150. Draw for turn. Stand by main. Well, I guess we will change this to attack. Then we'll go set battle phase. We will declare an attack. That'll be 800. And then we will attempt to use Vampire Awakening. Bring out Curse and see if you've got it.
No. My face down is waking.
Always the waking.
I was hoping you'd side in some removal.
I did not side in any. I had Desire face down. Yeah, my hand was basically just a bunch of vampires. Yeah, that was a pretty cool matchup, I think. Like I said, I think you probably caught on as well that a lot of the heavy lifting in this deck was like Wall of Disruption, Widespread Ruin.
Yeah, same with mine.
I mean, really? We're both playing. It's a weird one, right? Because Familiar and Retainer and things like Awakening and the Desire are all pretty integral parts of like a modern vampire deck. But on their own, they don't do enough, right? It's like you can bring them back and use them as tribute fodder, which is neat. Outside of that, that's kind of it, right? And the vampire boss monsters is Curse, Lord, and then Genesis. Genesis is too awkward to get out without a skill, in my opinion. So it's just Curse and Lord, who, again, are 2,000 monsters. Curse can become 2,500. But again, when you summoned your 2,500, 2,600 attacker, I was like, well, I now need one of my generic traps to be able to out this card. Unfortunately, we managed to find them in that game 3. But yeah, as we saw in game 2, you can just overrun my deck just by having like a consistent stream of like 2k attackers, which did prove a little bit awkward. Saying that though, the Vile Pawn and the skill, Archfiend's Promotion, is pretty cool. I do like the idea of it, and it's very thematic, right? It's chess, you know, the pawn gets to the other side of the board, gets to promote into the queen, which is really, really cool. I think Archfiends, again, it's like Dark Scorpions, where they came out really, really early in Yu-Gi-Oh's lifespan, and because of that, they wanted to try and make them really, really fair. And because of that, they always feel a little bit underwhelming. Like, at least this feels like an actual archetype, right? They have a field spell. They all have, like, a consistent theme running through them. Which is pretty cool. And, I mean, the idea of them is really cool, right? They're, like, demons from hell or something. And they're all chess-themed. That's a cool, like, little motif in itself, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, vampires versus demons. That was a pretty good matchup. So, GG, buddy.
GG.